Music has a steady beat. Music has a steady beat. What other things have a steady beat? My heart, boom, 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 boom. That has a steady beat. Music has a steady beat. Music has a steady beat. What other things have a steady beat? A ball, bounce, 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 bounce. My heart, boom, 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 boom. These have a steady beat. Music has a steady beat. Music has a steady beat. What other things have a steady beat? A clock, tick, 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 tick. A ball, bounce, 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 bounce. My heart, boom, 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 boom. These have a steady beat. Music has a steady beat. Music has a steady beat. What other things have a steady beat? My walk, step, 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 step. A clock, tick, 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 tick. A ball, bounce, 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 bounce. My heart, boom, 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 boom. These have a steady beat. Music has a steady beat. Music has a steady beat. What other things have a steady beat? My hands clap, 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 clap. My walk, step, 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 step. A clock, tick, 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 tick. A ball, bounce, 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 bounce. My heart, boom, 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 boom. These have a steady, these have a steady, these have a steady beat.
Good morning, first graders. I hope that you're having a great day. I know we're going to have a fun time in music today. So that song was all about a steady beat. But before we start talking about steady beat, I want us to just review a little bit what we've talked about with our rules. Remember I told you that Mr. Quaver was a gentleman that was from England, and he has the coolest accent, so I love to hear him sing. So I want him to sing our rules to you today.
Be safe, be polite, be cooperative, be responsible, be kind.
Way cooler than I could do. I love it when he talks about being kind. That's my favorite one, the heart symbol. I love that. So last week we talked about some new ways that we're experimenting with to being safe at school, rules that we haven't had before. We talked about being polite. We talked about using good manners and raising our hand to speak in the classroom. We talked about working together as a team. It's very important right now that we are being cooperative and working together. We talked about being responsible, taking care of our school, our computers, our music room and our music instruments, and of course we talked about being kind. So I think that you probably know all the rules, so let's talk some more about some music instruments. And while I'm showing you these instruments, I want you to be thinking about whether or not you think these instruments could have a steady beat or not. So the first one that I'm going to show you is called a whirro. There it is right there. I've got one just like the one on the screen. And there's a couple of different things I could do. I could scrape it, or I could tap it. If I tap it, can it have a steady beat? I'm going to let you think about that one. Another one I've got is just like the one in the picture also. It's an egg shaker. Looks just like an egg. If I work really hard, can I keep a steady beat with this? Something to think about. Let's look at a triangle. Sometimes you may have seen a show on television, maybe a Western, where someone calls everybody to dinner and they're doing this. So, can I keep a steady beat on this? Something to think about. I have an Orff instrument just like the one in the picture here. Here's my Orff instrument. Let's see if I can keep a steady beat on this. You listen and see. Steady beat. The last one of my favorite instruments that I have in my classroom is called a rainmaker. Listen to this one and see if you think I can keep a steady beat on this. If you had to say one of those that I could not keep a steady beat on, what do you think it would be? I think it's the rainmaker, because that's the only one that we really can't control. It sounds just like falling rain. In this picture, we've got some other things to decide whether or not they have a steady beat. The first one is a flash of lightning. Is that steady? Not all the time. Sometimes it seems like it's going in a very steady pattern, but it usually follows thunder, doesn't it? Or it precedes thunder, lightning, and then we hear the thunder later. So I don't think that lightning is a steady beat. A clock, certainly. We heard about that in the song. If we typed on our computer keyboard in a steady pattern, that could be a steady beat. We don't always type that way, but we could. Can we keep a steady beat by clapping our hands? Of course we can. What about a faucet? Sometimes there's a faucet that drips very steadily, and sometimes the faucet just drips every once in a while. A squeaky mouse, yeah, we're not going to be able to predict what a squeaky mouse does, but we can predict what windshield wipers will do. We can definitely, and sometimes that's one of my favorite things to do in the car, to see if my windshield wipers in the car are keeping the beat of the song that I'm listening to on the radio. Something to try sometimes. So, I want you to go into a basket in a slide in Google Classroom called Find It All Here. And I want you to watch this video that says beat. You'll find it in the basket with a Q on it. Q for Quaver. I thought that was cute. So that's where you're going to find this video. So I want you to watch it and then come back and we're going to discuss what's next. All right, so after you watch the video, you've probably learned a lot about beat. Let's see what you know. Beat is the blank of music. Is it the chord of music, the heartbeat of music, the notes of music, or the big toe of music? I think you know. I'm going to pick B, heartbeat.
Beat is the heartbeat of music, just like your heartbeat is the beat of you.
Next question. Beat, blank, the music alone. Does it wobble the music, bounce the music, move the music, or halt the music? Think about it. I'm going to pick C.
Now, just as your heart moves blood along through your body, beat moves the music along.
Yeah, you'll see that when you watch the video. Number 3, if you speed up the beat, the music will be blank. If you slow down the beat, the music will be blank. Well, it makes sense to me that if the beat speeds up, the music will be faster. And if you slow down the beat, the music's going to be slower. I'm going with A.
We know that if you speed up the beat, you speed up the music. If you slow down the beat, you slow down the music.
Question number 4, true or false? The person who keeps the orchestra together is called the producer. That doesn't sound familiar to me. I'm going to say false.
When a conductor conducts, she's not just waving her arms about, but she's keeping a steady beat for the orchestra to follow.
So the person that keeps the orchestra on the beat is called the conductor, not the productor. Next question. There are blank beats: fermata and tenuto, small and large, green and black, or strong and weak. You're going to know this immediately after watching the video. The answer is D, strong and weak.
There are strong beats and weak beats.
Question number 6. Oh, it's a double whammy. You get double points. Let's see if we can get them. The blank beat in a measure is usually the strong beat. You got to make sure you watch the video or you won't know this answer. Is it the first, the 50th, the second, or the fourth? I'm going with the first.
Weak, weak, weak. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Question number 7. We organize beats by placing them into what? Measures, shopping bags, time signatures, or quartets? I don't think it's shopping bags or quartets. How about, let's try measures.
Measures are the way beats are organized.
True or false? Beats are only found in classical music. When I watched the video, I'm pretty sure they play lots of different kinds of music and they all had beats. So I'm going with false.
Every piece of music has a beat.
Every piece of music has a beat. Sure it does. Question number 9. You can blank the beat in a piece of music. Feel and find, hug and kiss, jump and spin, or rock and roll. I think you can feel the beat and I think you can find it.
You can feel and find the beat in any piece of music and find how the beats, strong and weak, are organized.
Number 10. Find the beat in this Quaver song you are hearing. There are blank beats in each measure.
Beats, we put them into measures. 2 beat, 3 beat, 4 beat measures. A strong beat first, followed by a weak.
I'm going to go with 1 strong beat and 3 weak beats, which adds up to 4.
Beats, we put them into measures. 2 beat, 3 beat, 4 beat measures. A strong beat first, followed by a weak. 1, 2, 3, 4, let's break.
10 questions and a double whammy. Quaver's Quirky Quiz.
I think we did pretty good. Don't forget to watch the video before you take the quiz. So today we learned how to keep the beat to a song. We talked about the Quaver 5, and you saw me hold, take care of, and play some rhythm instruments. So I hope you enjoyed music today. I'll see you next time.